Hi everyone, let's talk about King's Guild, which again is on Kickstarter right now, and again this is a prototype, it won't come with a box like this, it'll come with a box that can stand up, because I'm just going to have to, nothing like, this one leans forward, so I'll hold it like that, So yeah, I really like this game. It's definitely on the lighter side, and that's you can see downsides. It has look of the drawing things in the kind of quests that come out, or whether the relics and armor come out if you're going for that kind of thing, they're kind of inherent in games like this. You do have some power with the workers and things that come out, but overall, I really enjoy this game. I really like the look of it. I really like the simplicity of, you see this in other games where you can take 3 of one resource or 1 each of anything you want. The quests give you the cards that sometimes will help you get random resources as well that can really help towards you being able to finish things. I like the mixture between the 1 and 2 item cards. So as you saw in the playthrough, you can really get stuck if you use both of your sold markers on 2 items, and then you just can't do the other half of it. In a 2-player game, especially. Although I suppose it's equally as true in games with more players. If the other side of the quest that you've put your marker on needs 4 of a resource, then you getting that resource isn't that likely, and everybody can see that you desperately need them to do that so you can move on. So they would probably choose to ignore it. Now, in a game with more players, there is still the same number of quests on display, so I suppose it's more likely that they will have to help you out eventually, because there won't be that much variety out on there that isn't, people are going to be spread across these cards. In a 2-player game, it's easier to kind of avoid it and see, well, I don't want to help you if you've gotten yourself stuck, so it's in my interest to just do what I can and ignore you. And, the quests that need 4 of the same item, are quite hard to do, because you can easily just hoard 1 of some resource and stop anybody ever doing it. In a 2-player game, there are only 1 of these buildings, so it's only going to be 1 person with the warehouse and the extra storage space, and it's only going to be 1 person that's able to gather gems and magic dust. That hasn't been too much of an issue, because a couple of issues I had with the game, I'll say before I mention them, have already been addressed. In our first game, we got loads of workers, because there's more workers than this. There are a ton more workers and quests and things. You just pick a certain amount to play within your game. We got a lot of these workers in our first game that give you a discount of any resource on a certain item type. I bought 2 or 3 of these workers, and so I had a 1 item discount on a lot of types of quests. And I was just abusing that the entire game and being able to discount, especially when a quest just needed 1 gem or magic dust, and it was the one, because only 1 player is allowed access to the special things. You can't have both of them. So I was just abusing it and never needing to gather the rare things, because I would just discount it. I had the thing that let me do as many craftings as I wanted in one go as well, so I was just really abusing that combo. But Matthew, the designer, I've spoken to him about this, and he's changing these so that they discount specific things rather than you just being able to blanket discount anything. The other thing is these special chambers up here at the top of the board. We didn't really come to them very much. And that is true of the games we've played as well. They are very expensive, and not that they aren't good, they are very situational. Like I noticed at the end of the game, the one that was out there for blue quests, I looked through my quests and noticed that I've got a ton of blue quests. That is brilliant for me. And unless you give up your last turn, all of your money isn't worth anything. And that's a nice little system. I really like that as well. There's a nice little bidding thing in the middle of the game for the King's Herald, so you have to kind of balance how far are you willing to set yourself back in order to get those 4 points right now, because it can be the difference between winning or losing those 4 points. But again, everybody gets an extra turn at the end, but if you want your resources and money to be worth anything, you need to give up that last turn and make an offering to the king. Really like that. But yeah, it's balancing out, is it worth me doing that, or is it worth buying any of these chambers? But as I said, they're very situational. A lot of them, they need you to have sets of things or a lot of a certain color of quest, and not that they aren't always helpful. A lot of them tend to be, but combine their situational nature with how expensive they are. They're 12 to 16 money, which is a lot. You can usually buy one of these chambers that lets you buy more workers, and then buy a worker at the same time with it, which usually is a lot more effective. But there are some balance changes happening that just aren't in my prototype yet. Like, these are getting tweaked so that they're a lot more effective. The rooms that you put workers in are getting nerfed, so they aren't quite as strong, because it's easy to get the people of the right category so that these are worth a lot, and they don't cost that much either for the amount of points that they're worth. So the main issues that we noticed in our plays have already been addressed. They had already been mentioned when I brought them up. So I think with those changed, I don't think you really need to mitigate the look of the draw very much. I think that's just a part of the game, and you're just going to have to accept that, you know, you can't guarantee what you're getting from this. You can get worker powers and things that will let you draw more cards, or let you, you know, draw an extra color and then discard one, so you've got more chance of drawing from a deck, because if you're desperate for money cards tend to be in this one. If you're desperate for the relics and the armor and things, it's more likely to be in this one. Not, you know, it's not guaranteed, and these tend to be powers and getting you resources, I think. But I don't think any of them are guaranteed that they're that thing. It's just more likely that they're going to be that kind of thing. So you've always got a chance of finding something. It's nice that the people have all got little powers. They're not that different in that it's a lot of the people just start off with these kind of resources. One was start off with more money, that was cool, and one was start off with an extra storage space, which is surprisingly useful, because then you've got 6 storage spaces, and so you can take, you know, 3 of something in your first turns, although you don't start with resources, so you are set back a bit there. But yeah, I think with all of the powers and the quests and works and things, there's a lot of variation built into the game, and the room tiles and things. So yeah, you know, even with more of them, it would be even better. You know, you'd have even more variation amongst it. But I think it's got quite a lot as it is. The sold marker system on the split items, as I said, is a nice little system and can easily get yourself stuck if you don't think about it. It's nice that you've got all these different variations on scoring. Now, if we'd have been saving the scrolls rather than saving them for the powers, this library would have been really useful as well. That's something that I overlooked, but you know, I tend to overlook things when I'm trying to play for 2 players. But yeah, I think it's got a lot going on that's really nice. As I said, it's on the lighter side and it's a quicker game, so it's not like it's going to be burning your brain, but it's not meant to. It's just meant to be a lighter, fun time, and I think it's a really nice little game. So if you'd like to check it out, it's on Kickstarter, as I said. You can go look at the playthrough and see if it will be a game for you. But that's King's Guild. So thanks a lot for watching, everyone, and I'll see you for the next game. Bye.